Today, we will explain the equipment, composition and installation and debugging methods for the fog screen. This is the main body of the fog screen. This is the boost water pump, water pipes, safety ropes, the controller for the remote control, hooks for 2 expansion screws, a manual lifting hoist. Prepare a water bucket with a capacity of at least 20 liters to hold impurity-free tap water. Additionally, you need to prepare a projector with a brightness of over 5,000 lumens, preferably a long-throw projector, and cables like HDMI and a Windows computer. Now, let's discuss the equipment connections. The front panel of the fog screen main body has some physical buttons. You can adjust the airflow and water volume and control them remotely using the remote control. Here is the power socket. The fog screen needs a 220 volts power supply. On the other side of the enclosure, you'll find the water inlet and outlet. If you're using an external water tank for the water supply, you'll need to add a booster bar. There's a specific direction for the booster pump's water outlet and inlet. The arrow indicates the input. You need to connect it from the water bucket through this water pipe to this end. The output water pipe is connected to the enclosure. To insert the water pipe, press the blue button with your left hand and insert the water pipe with your right hand. While adding water, check for any water leaks at the connection point to prevent short circuits or damage to the internal power or fans. Connect the booster pump's power. Now, let's start the hoisting work. In the ceiling, create 2 expansion screws, each at least 12 centimeters with hooks. The spacing of the expansion screw installation depends on the width of the fog screen. Then, hang the manual hoist on the hooks of the expansion screws, and secure the machine with a safety rope. During the hoisting process, disconnect the power. Ensure a horizontal and simultaneous ascent to the required height. During the ascent, pay attention to the orientation of the enclosure. The side with the indicator sticker is the front for viewing videos. Next, start installing the projector. Always mount the projector on the ceiling. For demonstration purposes, we're placing it on a ladder. In actual installations, secure the projector to the ceiling and use a rear projection setup. Position the projected image as close as possible to the top edge of the fog screen. Use an HDMI cable to connect the computer and the projector for video playback. Keep the environment as dimly lit as possible. Power on the equipment and the water supply. Find the remote control. Press button number 5 to power on the fog screen device. During the initial startup, it will take some time for the water pump to fill the machine after applying power. Press button number 5 on the remote control to generate fog. Remote control buttons 7, 8, and 9 adjust the airflow, with each button cycling through 3 levels for a total of 9. Buttons 10, 11, and 12 adjust the fog intensity, also with 3 levels per button for a total of 9. Different hanging heights require different settings. For example, for a 3-meter hanging height, we recommend setting the fan speed to the fastest button 9 and the fog output to the lowest button 10. Here, the water level in the tank needs close attention. Maintain a sufficient water level. The water must be impurity-free tap water. If you notice that the water is running out during use, be sure to turn off the device. Otherwise, the device may damage out. Water output is approximately 20 liters per hour. Finally, the equipment disassembly process. We will lower the equipment. After each use, it's best to drain the water from the equipment. Tilt the enclosure. The drain should be on the lower side. Find the drain and open the valve. Drain the water. Place a container under the drain and empty the condensed water until it's all out of the enclosure. Emphasizing once more, during use, pay close attention to the connections of the water pipes. If there is a leak, inspect it promptly to ensure water doesn't get inside the enclosure. That's the overall usage method.